What's up, internet? My name is Kyle, back with another episode about cameras, tech, and all that good stuff. Today is a very exciting day. I bought a new camera, if you couldn't tell by the title, the Canon M50, and I want to talk to you guys about my first impressions, what I like and what I don't like. Alright, so like I said, I bought a Canon M50. Here's the box that it comes in. I got it with the kit lens, and I've been using it for like a week or two. Now, hold your horses. I'm sure some of you are thinking, oh no, the channel about the Sony a6000 is now going to become a different channel. Well, that is not the case. That couldn't be any further from the truth. I love the Sony a6000. I'm filming this video right now on a Sony a6000. I love that camera, but mine is a little beat up. My battery door, which I'm pointing to right now, is busted. It's a little worn, and I'm a camera guy. I love cameras, and I wanted to get a new camera, so I chose the Canon M50. I am not going to stop using my Sony a6000, and I'm going to still be doing videos on it, like I said. So don't fret, don't be scared. I am going to still make videos about the a6000. Okay, so let's get into what this video is about. I'm gonna start with dislikes about the M50 and then do likes after that. I just feel like it's just better to end on a positive note. I was just like looking around for the M50 and I was like, where is it? I don't know where it is. And then I saw in the monitor, it's over there on my desk. Okay, so this is the M50 with the kit lens, and the lens is extended as you see here. And yeah, I think it's a pretty cool looking camera. I mean, it feels good to hold in the hands, and yeah, I was really stoked about getting this camera. I looked at it for a long time and I was like, you know what? Let's pull the trigger. So yeah, things that I dislike first. Here we go. Got my trusty iPad with the stuff. Okay, so first dislike is not a huge dislike, and it's not necessarily the camera's fault, but it's that there are very few native lenses for the EOS M family cameras. Canon in general only has 8 native lenses for the EOS M series cameras. Now the M50 is one of them, and it's not that big of a deal because out of the 8 lenses, I actually really want 2 of them, maybe even 3 of them. So it works for me, but it is a con because, you know, you want to have a camera that is supported by the company who makes it. And it seems like Canon just hasn't really put the same effort towards the M series cameras like Sony has for their a6000 line. But regardless, not a huge con for me. I guess the second part of this dislike would be I don't want to use an adapter. Now, you can buy an adapter to use lenses like this 50mm that I have, or this 55 to 250 millimeter. So we do have lenses that we could adapt with an adapter to the M50, but I feel like an adapter makes it longer, makes it a little bit heavier, and I would rather use no adapter, just the lens right on the body, and just be done with it. That's a personal preference. Of course, I'm sure Canon lenses with a Canon adapter work perfectly fine, but I want more lenses that are just designed specifically for the M50. Now, I knew that going in, so not a huge con. Okay, number 2, no circle dial button. And let me show you what I mean. So this is the back of the camera, as you can see here. And over here is the D-pad. So you have the left, right, up and down. And there's no kind of circle dial, which the a6000 has. Now, I promise I will try not make this a comparison video. I want to do a comparison video in the future. But coming from Sony world and a6000 world, there is a dial on the back, which I'll show you. So this is what I'm talking about right here, where you can, you know, spin it like a wheel and adjust different settings using that wheel. Now, the M50 just has the directions, no spinning circle, but the touchscreen acts as pretty much a replacement for buttons. So this camera overall doesn't have a lot of buttons. They kind of say, hey, you know, use the touchscreen, which it's actually really useful, but I like the tactile feel of the circle dial on the a6000. So it's a little hard to get used to, and that's just a con that it doesn't have that interface that a lot of cameras have. Okay, moving on, which is number 3, is the lens lock, which is this guy right here. Now, so when I turn the camera on, it tells me, hey, your lens is locked. You need to unlock it to actually use it, which for me kind of kills my momentum sometimes when I just want to spontaneously, like, you know, grab my camera, turn it on, take a picture. I mean, sometimes there's a moment happening, you want to capture it as best as you can, as quickly as you can, and there's a lens lock that kind of throws off that, you know, cycle. So I turn the camera on, and then right here, it shows you that you need to unlock the lens to use it. Now, how you do that is you pull this little switch and then you turn it past the 15. And once it's past the 15, it is then unlocked. Now, this isn't like the biggest deal in the world because it's on the kit lens and then it's on another lens. I'm not sure if it's on more than 2 of the lenses out of the 8 that they have, but I really don't like it. Like, I just don't. Now, it obviously might be something that I get used to and it becomes second nature, but coming from a place where you don't have to do that, it's a little annoying. Also, I really don't like how the lens has an extending tube. I don't use zooms really, so this probably won't be a problem for me in the future, but I really don't like, you know, how the lens just gets longer. This lens is a zoom for, this lens is the 18-105G for the Sony a6000, and this is a zoom lens, but it doesn't extend. Now, again, I don't really use zoom lenses all that much, so it's not too big of a complaint. Now, I'm not a Canon expert. I don't know if you should keep it extended all of the time, so when you turn off the camera, you then lock it back into place. Okay, and the fourth dislike about the M50 is the viewfinder. Now, I'm gonna try and show you guys as best as I can here. So I have to unlock the lens again. Boom, okay, unlocked. And then let's see if I can show you guys. Boom, focus. There we go. All right, so of course, in this video right now, it looks really good, but what I have a problem with is how contrasty everything looks in there compared to the screen. I don't know how to really show you guys this, but it's just really punchy, like really contrasty in the viewfinder. It's just really hard to see in there. And I'm not wowed by it. It's good, you know, it works, but I feel like I'm gonna use the screen more, but I wanna use the viewfinder, especially on, you know, sunny days and everything like that. That's what the viewfinder is for. So not super impressed with the viewfinder, but maybe after some time, I'll get used to it. Okay, and the fifth thing that I don't like about the camera is something that was kind of miscommunicated to me by a Canon rep. They told me this could transfer raw files over Wi-Fi to your iPad or iPhone. Now, it can, but it can't. Now, the reason why this is disappointing is that it can only do it to an iPad, it can't do it to a phone, and it has to be to a Canon specific app, which you can't get the photos out of. So one, I never expected the raw transfer to be fast, and it's not. It is very, very slow, and you have to transfer to this specific Canon app, and it's just a dreadful process, and then the app sucks. I'm sorry, Canon, the app sucks, and I want to edit my photos in Lightroom, or I want to edit them wherever I want to edit them, and I can't get them out of this Canon app, or at least I can't figure that out. So yeah, it can transfer raw photos wirelessly to an app on your iPad, but it's severely limited and it wasn't what I was expecting. Okay, so that's it for the dislikes. I mean, when I really think about it, they're kind of small nitpicks, things that I can live with and stuff like that. So let's get into the likes. Okay, so the first thing I like about this camera is the overall look and feel of it. I don't know if it's because it's a brand new camera and I'm like, wow, this thing is awesome looking, and it's, you know, it's that new camera feel or new camera lust, but I really like the way this feels in my hand. I like the size. I like how the viewfinder is in the center. The a6000 line is more of a rangefinder, which I didn't think was a big deal to me, but I kind of like, you know, how this is centered. I don't know, it's just a preference, I guess. But yeah, so overall look and feel and just kind of quality of the body, I really like it. So number 2 is the Canon color science, which I feel like I need more time to like process this in my brain. I'm not the best judge of colors. I'm colorblind, red deficient, so sometimes it's hard for me to tell things, but I really like the way colors just look out of the camera. I'm definitely gonna need more time to process this and look at photos and video and stuff, but just first impressions, I really love the colors. Okay, so the third thing I like about this camera, which is kind of multiple things, is the amount of features in this thing. So some things that are new in this camera, for me at least, is slow-mo at 120 frames per second. Now, it's only in 720p, but I think I can live with that, and I can't wait to test it out. Number two is it can shoot 4K. Now, everybody hates that it's very cropped, but I don't have 4K in any other camera I own, so that's definitely something that I'll mess around with, I think. I won't use it for YouTube videos, but maybe some other personal projects or something. And another feature is the new Canon RAW format, which is CR3, I believe it's called, and it is a lot more compressed than a normal RAW file, so it'll eat up less space, which I'm super excited about. From what I've read, the amount of data that is in a CR3 file is supposed to be the same as a normal Canon RAW file. So if it's just smaller, but has the same amount of data, that's a win-win. And then a very obvious thing that is cool about this camera is that it has a fully articulating flip-out LCD screen. Now, of course, this is gonna be super valuable if I do any vlogs, which I do plan to do with this camera, and I could just hold out the camera, see myself. I could also touch the focus, which is really cool. And yeah, I think it's gonna work out really well. For anybody looking for a camera for like walking around vlogging, I feel like this is like one of the best options. There's the Sony 5100, of course, but this is a much newer camera. It has a lot more features, and really the price difference right now is not too big. So yeah, this is a great vlogging camera. So another thing I really like about this camera is it has a microphone jack. So of course, that is super valuable for somebody who is walking around doing the vlog game, you know, what up? And you can have amazing sound using a Rode mic or any kind of shotgun mic or anything like that, instead of using in-camera audio, because if you use in-camera audio in a vlog, it's gonna sound like trash. It's going to sound like a dumpster fire. You need an external mic to up your video game by leaps and bounds, and having a microphone jack is a huge plus. The next one, I already kind of talked about it, but the viewfinder, like just comfortableness and the sturdiness, this piece isn't gonna fall off like the A6000s, and I really enjoy kind of the form factor of this camera, rather than one of these things that just falls off easily. Right now, my viewfinder cap thing is at a friend's house. That's like an hour away, so I need to go get it. The next one is one of my favorite features of this camera, which is touch drag autofocus point. I'm not sure how many other cameras do this, but this is a really cool feature on the M50 that allows you to use the touchscreen and move the autofocus point when you have your eye on the viewfinder. I'm gonna try and show you this as best as I can. I will put the viewfinder up here so you can see it. Oh, there we go, you can see it. And then on the screen, I am just holding my finger in the top right, which is where I want it to be, and I am moving around the autofocus point just like I would if I had a joystick on a super fancy expensive camera. And what's really cool about it is you can pick anywhere on the screen to do it. You can do top right, top left, wherever you feel comfortable to do that. And so when you have your eye up on the viewfinder, and for me it's the top right, I can use my thumb and I'm moving around that square right now. You can't see it, but it's just darting all the way across, and I'm only using my finger in one portion of the screen. You don't have to move your finger all the way over here if you want the autofocus point over there. It like sets the aspect ratio to work out. So yeah, that is super cool. I always have trouble with the A6000 trying to get the autofocus point in a fast kind of pace environment, and having this ability just makes me be able to get focus a lot better. I really wish that you could do it when you're just using the screen and taking pictures. You can touch to focus different points, but you can't drag it around like when your eye is on the viewfinder. But still, amazing feature. I love it. Another thing that's really cool that the M50 can do is it can send images to your phone as you're capturing them. Here's a little example. I don't know, I really like it. I've used it twice so far, and I think it's a really cool feature. Now, there's one big drawback to this, for me at least, is that you can't do it with raw images. I feel like it's definitely something that we're gonna see more of on a bunch of other different cameras, but I think the M50 is alone in doing this. So yeah, I think that's it. My general overall first impressions, likes, dislikes about this camera. I love the colors, the image quality. I haven't really looked at the video too much yet. I'll try and include some at the end of this video. And yeah, I've only been using it for like a week or two, so I'm really excited to get more lenses for it. Thinking about getting the 32mm f1.4. Really stoked about the possibilities with this. Stoked to compare it directly to the A6000 and you know, just kind of see which one I might stick with in the future or something like that. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this camera. Have you thought about getting it? Did you pick one up? Did you get it for super cheap? You know, what's going on? Talk to me about it. I love talking to you guys down in the comments. I try and reply to everybody. I hope you guys see that effort that I try and put in. And thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later. Hey guys, one last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is we just passed 10,000 subscribers. What in the actual... What? I just wanted to say thank you. I'm on the M50 right now, by the way, outside with the dogs. I can't thank you guys enough. 10,000 plus people watching this channel. It's just insane. I want to do a giveaway, so hang tight. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, just thanks for watching my stupid videos. Okay, I'll see you guys. Bye.